Hey, are you thinking about moving to Blue Mountains, Ontario? And you want to learn more about the hiking, the biking, the walking, the snowmobile, all the trails that this four-season playground has to offer? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to take you on a bit of a fall colors hiking, walking tour so you can learn a little bit more about it. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to learn everything about Blue Mountains or the general area. My name's Kevin Silva, and I get calls all the time from people just like you that are looking to make the move to the four-season playground of Blue Mountains. If that's you, doesn't matter if you're looking to do that next month, next year, or you simply just want to learn more about the area. Reach out to me. All the ways you could do that are in the description box of this video, including a link to my calendar, so you can book a call at a time that works for you, and then we can go from there. For now, let's get on with the Blue Mountains Fall Colors walking tour. All right, everybody, welcome to the Loree Forest Trail Loop. This is a loop. There's parking at the bottom of the hill, basically paid parking, by the way, if you're not a Blue Mountain resident. And when you walk up the trail, it does loop around. And the best part is at the top of the loop, right? Where you can oversee Georgian Bay and all that stuff. This is a easy trail for someone who does this often, or maybe a moderate trail for a beginner. It's a 5-kilometer loop. It's really well liked. Like people, not just people that live here, but even people that visit, clients that come up that just want to experience a trail. I always recommend this trail because it's not too easy, not too hard, easy to do. You can hike this trail, bike this trail, cross-country ski this trail. It's just a really well-liked trail. Little bit of elevation change, really not much. Pretty easy to do. And yeah, definitely a highly recommended one. One of the highly rated ones on the All Trails app altogether in the area, one of the best rated ones. So definitely something to keep in mind, the Loree Forest Trail Loop. Definitely a go-to regardless if you live here or if you're visiting here. And here it is, the lookout from the top of the Loree Forest Trail, top of Georgian Peaks. You can oversee the bay, Georgian Bay. Look at the scenery, look at that fall color scenery right there. That's a treat when you get to the top of the Loree Forest. One little cheat code if you're doing the Loree Forest Trail Loop. If you don't want to do the whole loop, the whole hour and a half or so, if you, from where you park at 21st Side Road, if you just continue straight through from where the All Trails app tells you to loop around, if you just continue straight on the trail, you will walk straight to the lookout point if you just want to do a shorter hike, shorter walk, and just really want to see the view. So that's just cheat code if you just want to go straight. If not, I recommend still doing the whole loop. It's a great loop. All right, so right now I'm actually on the Georgian Trail. This is a pretty big trail. It's 34 kilometers all the way from Thornbury to Meaford, but I'm on the part between Thornbury and Meaford, and as you can see here, it's hard packed trail. There's a couple bridges, a couple lookouts. This trail you're going to see a lot on the way through it, because you're going to have mountain views of all, like Blue Mountain and some of the ski clubs around there over towards Meaford, and you're going to get a lot of water views and bay views and river views, so it's pretty cool. The Thornbury to Meaford part, it's a 13-kilometer trail, point to point, so keep that in mind, point to point, so you're not stuck when you go there. Yeah, keep the point to point in mind, so it'll be double the distance, right? 26 kilometers. You got to keep that in mind. You're doing point to point trails instead of looped trails, right? But this is about a 3-hour walk or so, obviously a quicker bike ride, and like I said, you got all the views between the 34 kilometers. I'm not even going to just talk about the 13 kilometers, because I know this is a trail tour, fall colors tour between of Blue Mountains, but it really spans all the way to Collingwood too, right? And then Meaford. So you got to keep that in mind. It's an easy route. You're going to stop in through the towns too, like Thornbury, so you could start in Meaford, stop for lunch in Thornbury, go back to Meaford, or vice versa. So this is a really easy trail. Lots of resting points, benches, towns that you could stop in. So it's a great entry-level, straight beginner-level trail, great for biking and stuff like that. So keep that in mind when you're on the Georgian Trail. Oh, and one more thing. This is also a great cross-country skiing trail for the winter time, right? So not only can you hike, bike, walk it in the other 3 seasons, again, 4-season destination of Blue Mountains, you can get on your cross-country skis and go. You're probably not going to do all 34 kilometers. Or maybe you might. I don't know. I wouldn't. But yeah, it's a great trail year-round. Okay, and I wanted to point out that it's a year-round trail. and a really good one to consider checking out all the towns in between. All right, I'm on another popular trail. It's actually a side trail, the Margaret Paull side trail that ventures off the main Bruce trail. There's a lot to look at here. There's rock formations, there's streams, there's escarpment, like big rock walls. There's actually like so many cool things to look at. It's a little bit more hilly in some areas. It's on the harder scale for some people, for some areas. Listen, comment on these videos, on these walkthroughs, if you think some of these are harder or easier than I'm explaining. Keep an open format discussion about, you know, what these trails are like if you're familiar with them. But this is like I said, this is the Margaret Paull side trail, and this one's popular in the spring when some of the lavender here is growing over here. But yeah, this is a really neat trail. The loop itself, the side trail, it's not that long, maybe an hour and a half. It's a good quick hour and a half. It's nice. There's stuff to look at. But if you want longer, stick on the main Bruce trail, which I'll explain shortly. I'm gonna do a little screen record and show you some more trails, because there's no way I'm gonna cover them all on this hike today, as it's getting later. So stick around. Okay, so we are at a point where there's actually a few trails that meet. This is on the corner of 6th Side Road and 3rd Line. And this, right now I'm walking through the Pretty River Conservation Area. And the Pretty River area is beautiful. Like, there's lots of trails that go through here. Right where I am is actually, there's a mountain bike trail. The mountain bike trail, let me check here. The Northwest Mountain Bike Trail, it's 8.2 kilometers in length. It should take you about 2 to 3 hours kind of thing. So this is a great loop. There's some different terrain, some rocky areas, some muddy areas. So it's a bit of a few different things you'll be driving through, a few different terrains and stuff like that. But also there's the Pretty River, the short loop and the long loop. And it's really a difference between an hour and a bit and maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours. But those are great loops to go through. I personally like Pretty River. I like it more actually in the winter when we're snowmobiling through it. One of my favorite local rides to go in the winter is to Singhampton, to Myler and Loretta's restaurant, where on a Saturday or a Sunday, honestly, you're gonna see, like, on a good snowy Saturday or Sunday, I should say, you'll see like 80 snowmobiles in the parking lot. It's a destination spot when people are doing snowmobile loop trails and stuff like that. But as for the all trails map, and what a lot of people say is springtime is also really nice to see it. Some nice fields to look over in the spring when things are going in. But the Pretty River loop, whether it's a short loop, the long loop, or the Northwest mountain bike loop, all worth going to check out, and definitely worth a stop at all seasons. Snowmobiling in the winter, bike it in the fall, walk it in the summer, hike it in the spring. It's definitely one of the good loops to check out in the Blue Mountains. So we're gonna dive into my computer now and look at some more trails, because it's just too many to walk and explain all into one video. So over here, you could see that I have over 57 trails pulled up on the All Trails map in the Blue Mountain area. So we covered a few of them. You know, we took a walk at Loree Forest. We took a walk at the Georgian Trail, downtown Thornbury. We took a walk at the Margaret Paull Trail. We took a walk at the Pretty River Trail. But there's just so many. So I thought the best way to show it would be just to dive into my computer and look at a few. So for example, we were, just for some familiarity, we were at the Thornbury Trail, the Georgian Trail, in Thornbury, I should say. And on the All Trails map, it's really easy to click on it. This is the web version, but again, the phone app is very easy to use, and you can get all the information on the trails and have a preview of it. Okay, so I'm going to go back and talk about some others. There's where was it? So again, the Loree trails here, the Loree Forest Loop, we already did that today, and the Bruce Trail, we did part of it today. But this is such a great trail, and it's definitely longer, and it's point to point. So you gotta, even though it's 10.6 kilometers, you gotta keep in mind you're going to 10.6, then you're coming to 10.6 back, right? So, or depending on where you end off. So keep that in mind when you are going through the trail. And yeah, it is definitely a nice trail. Let's go over to some other ones here. The Beaver Valley Trail, Beaver Valley Loop, I should say. So this is a loop style. So this is good. You can just go all the way around. It's a good hike. It's a 2-hour hike, right? As you can see right here, 2-hour hike, 2.5 hours, even 3 hours. It's a 2 to 3 hour hike, and it's a great hike. 6.9 kilometers. Even just if we look through some of the photos here that people have taken, you can start seeing some of the sceneries and some of the different angles you'll see. Some of the different viewpoints you'll see going on this trail. What is that? Frisbee? No, that can't be a frisbee. The heck is that thing? Oh, a water ball. Those collapsible water balls. Anyways, so that's the Beaver Valley Loop Trail, and where was that? Got a 4.6 rating off 83 ratings, and it's considered an easy trail. Moving closer to, again, another Beaver Valley trail here. This has got 4.6, got over 1,000 reviews. So this one definitely, just by looking at some of these photos, it definitely has some nice scenery, some nice lookout points like this. Definitely a worth it trail to go to. Some big rock formations as you're walking through. Yeah, these are just some of the areas. So this part of the trail also tacks onto the Margaret Paull side trail, which we did go on today. So we did pass by this rock formation here. So you'll see some trails intertwine with each other, right? It's a normal part of this whole trail map. As we get closer to the actual like Blue Mountain area, there's a ton of trails over here. Remember, keep in mind, you got to pay for parking on some of these or pay an entry fee to get into some of these, but there are like tons over here. If you just hover over it, again, if you get the app, even if you get the free version of the app, you could have a look at all the different trails. One we didn't go to today, that's a very popular one, is the Scenic Caves Adventure Park. And this is a 4.5 kilometer trail. You know what? This isn't super accurate. It depends winter or summer, because there's different lengths depending on if it's winter or summer. If you're doing snowshoeing, one of the main attractions here is the suspension bridge, where it's a 420-foot suspension bridge. I'm sure it's in these photos somewhere. There we go. They're gonna pull up. Anyways, there's a lot of photos here. You can see the suspension bridge. Go for a walk here. There is an entry fee to go in here. It's once you head towards Blue Mountain, let's say you're coming from like Collingwood, you just go left at the first roundabout, up Scenic Caves Road, and it's right there, just 5 minutes up the hill, not even. So this is a very big tourist attraction, great spot to go and check out. Again, there's so many mixed trails around here, around the mountain, small trails, long trails, lengthy trails, easy trails, hard trails, hilly trails. Be careful if they get, if you're not up for a lot of climbing, like something that's like this, like the Blue Mountain Cascade Trail. It's an 1.5 to 2 out and back. So you go out, you come back kind of thing. And it's a 3.5 kilometer altogether. I believe this one has some elevation changes, so be ready to go up and down a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Play it on here. Will this work? Yeah, that's going up the hill. That's straight up the hill, actually. That's right. I got that mixed up with another one, but yeah, that's straight up the ski hill, basically. So be ready for that. Do up on the way there and down on the way back, right? So, which is how you would do this trail anyways, but it'd be easier to come down, coming down the downhill. So keep that in mind. The elevation change. What else we got here? There's so many. I'm just kind of hovering around on some of them. Let's see here. Let's zoom out a bit, because there's some other ones out Clarksburg Way. And which one? Oh yeah, the Heathcote. This is an easy one. Kind of just an out and back, or it is a loop. You go by the Beaver River, you see part of that, which you'll see the Beaver River from a few different trails, even the Georgian Trail, keeping it easy right downtown Thornbury. You'll pass right by the Beaver River, so that's pretty easy too. And this is just like a quick hour trail. Moving on, what else do we got here? There's just so many. Some of the more popular ones are the ones that we went through today. The Loree Forest Trail. Let's go over to Pretty River, because there's a lot of trails in here that people like. We walked on part of, oh my God, that's right, the Singhampton Caves Trail. They just keep popping up on the side here. There's so many to look at, really. There are so many trails to look at here. Singhampton Lookout here, but the Pretty River Provincial Park, Pretty River Valley Provincial Park, there's some great trails here. There's the short loop, the longer loop, the biking trail. Where's the biking one? I think it's this one right here. Yeah, the mountain bike loop. So if you want to go do that instead of hiking, this is great. And then one thing we didn't talk about yet is the Snowmobile trail. I'm going to pull that up. So over here, this is a map of the Blue Mountain snowmobile trails. Now, there is an app that you can put on your phone, Android or Apple, and it'll show if the trails are open or not. It'll be like green if it's open, yellow if it's used with caution, open but used with caution, and red means closed. But this is the Pretty River Provincial right here, and this is such a great loop to go through. One of my favorite rides, honestly, to go in the winter is that's not too long, not too short. A few hours, you know, I head over to Singhampton to Myler and Loretta's restaurant. On a Sunday, there's like 80 snowmobiles there. It's a cozy restaurant. There's a fireplace in there. It's just a cozy place to warm up when you're out on the snowmobile trails. And it's just over here in Singhampton. So coming over from the Wasaga Beach and Collingwood area, you just kind of shoot right across the beach trail, hit up Pretty River Provincial Park, come back across the B111, and then you go into Singhampton, have lunch, come back through Creemore, and you're back into the Wasaga and Collingwood area. It's a great ride. Honestly, such a fantastic ride. All right, I think that's all I got for... Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that tour. That's all I got for today. I know it was a little bit high level, but it gave you a good glimpse of what the trails are like around here in the Blue Mountains area. There's so many more to explore. I did not get them all, but I hope that was a good teaser for you to come hiking and doing all the things here in the Four Season area of Blue Mountain, whether you're moving here or honestly, if you're just visiting too. Remember, my name's Kevin De Silva, and I'm a local real estate agent with Roy LePage Locations. Or look at this. And I get calls all the time for people like you that want to make this their home, right? So remember, all my contact information is in the description box of this video. And until then, I'm looking forward to helping you make a smooth move to the Blue Mountains.